Many of the native tribes hold blankets in very high esteem. And if they give you one, it comes with the message, "May you be comforted while we are separated one from another." So they frequently give these blankets, and they always give Pendleton blankets at funerals. And there may be one, or they may give one, or they may give several, but they will give them to somebody who had a significant role to play in the deceased life. So last Monday, our second student, Eli Whiteclay, was murdered, shot in the back by the woman who claimed to love him. And they called me and said, "Would you come to the funeral?" And Eli was our second student. I mean, he was our very second student. You may remember we opened school day one with only one kid, and I said, I just told you this story a couple of weeks ago. You can't have a school with one student. You're a tutor. So I said, I'm going to the res to find a kid. And I went up there and I looked all day and didn't find anybody. And finally I went to the shop that I buy Pendleton wool vest at. And when I went there, that was when the lady who runs the place said, "Who are you?" And I explained the story of starting at welding school, and I was looking for students. And this mother that was sitting beside her, worked in the store with her, started crying. "Can I tell you about my son Eli? Eli is a wonderful boy, but he needs a vocation." And I brought him home, and he became our second student. And Eli has been a welder, and on Monday afternoon, he was shot. So his grandfather was telling the eulogy. The grandfather was the one who primarily told the story. And he went through all of his childhood, and of course the Crow people in particular love horses. And he went through all of his childhood and how he loved being a cowboy and everything else. And then he said, and then he had a dream. He had an ongoing dream that he wanted to be a welder. And he said one day Shiloh Tech walked into his life. And he said, my grandson got to be a welder because of Shiloh Tech. And he had me stand up, and I was embarrassed, and he started motioning they made me sit in the front, and when I got there, and I said, me? Yeah, I mean, because to receive the blanket, to receive the one blanket at the funeral was enormous, I want you to know that every one of you are a part of that influence that was on his life. As he closed the eulogy, he said, more important than the welding, it was at Shiloh Tech that he learned how to love God. Wow, what an enormous thing. So, what you do with all of our young men is so very, very important. And all of you out there on the web who in any way support Shiloh Tech, we appreciate you because it is important. It is important. In somebody's life like this. So I wanted to bring it and put it up there today so you could all enjoy it just a little bit. And I so totally appreciate their willingness to give that to us. What an enormous blessing it was. And another student from that same class, Ezekiel Coyote Runs, was there and made it very, very significant. They were very good friends. They were good friends. Both had great, great jobs. And so I got to see him also. Bless the Lord.